Are humans born to fight? This question has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and historians for centuries. Some argue that violence is a natural part of human nature. Others believe it is a product of social and environmental factors. Understanding the roots of human violence can help us create a more peaceful society. Human history is filled with acts of violence. From ancient wars to modern conflicts, violence seems to be a constant in human society. But does this mean that humans are born violent? Or is violence a response to external pressures? We will examine the arguments for and against the idea of inherent violence. We will consider historical evidence, evolutionary perspectives, and psychological insights. We will also explore how society and the environment influence aggressive behaviors. By unraveling the roots of violence, we can develop strategies to reduce it. This could lead to a more peaceful and harmonious world. The debate on human violence often starts with two famous philosophers, Thomas Hobbes and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Hobbes believed that humans are naturally violent. He argued that in a state of nature, life would be nasty, brutish, and short. According to Hobbes, only a strong government can keep human violence in check. Rousseau, on the other hand, had a more optimistic view. He believed that humans are naturally peaceful. According to Rousseau, it is society that corrupts humans and makes them violent. These two opposing views set the stage for the modern debate on human violence. Are we naturally violent, as Hobbes suggested, or are we peaceful beings corrupted by society, as Rousseau believed? Historical records, evolutionary biology, and psychology all provide insights into this complex issue. By examining these sources, we can better understand whether violence is an inherent part of human nature. Human history is replete with examples of violence. From ancient tribal wars to modern global conflicts, violence appears to be a recurring theme. Historical records show that humans have always engaged in violent behavior. One of the earliest forms of human violence was intertribal warfare. Archaeological evidence shows that early human societies often fought over resources. Skulls with signs of trauma and mass graves indicate violent encounters. These findings suggest that violence has been a part of human life since prehistoric times. The rise of civilizations did not eliminate violence. Ancient empires, such as the Roman and Persian empires, were built through conquest and war. Historical texts describe brutal battles and massacres. However, some historians argue that not all societies were equally violent. This suggests that while violence has been present throughout history, it is not an unavoidable aspect of human nature. Evolutionary biology offers another perspective on human violence. Some scientists argue that violence is a product of natural selection. In the struggle for survival, aggressive behaviors may have provided evolutionary advantages. Early humans who were more aggressive could have been more successful in securing resources and mates. This idea is supported by studies of our closest relatives, the great apes. Chimpanzees, for example, exhibit violent behaviors, such as fighting and killing members of rival groups. This suggests that aggression has deep evolutionary roots. If our ancestors were violent, it is likely that some of these traits have been passed down to modern humans. However, it is important to note that not all primates are equally violent. Bonobos, another close relative, are known for their peaceful and cooperative behavior. Evolutionary perspectives suggest that violence is a potential part of human nature, but it is not inevitable. Understanding these influences can help us mitigate violent behaviors. Psychology provides valuable insights into the mechanisms of human aggression. Research in this field explores the mental and emotional processes that lead to violent behavior. One of the key findings is that aggression is often a response to perceived threats or frustrations. The frustration-aggression hypothesis suggests that when people are blocked from achieving their goals, they may become aggressive. This theory explains why violence often occurs in situations of social and economic inequality. People who feel marginalized or oppressed may resort to violence as a way to express their frustration. Another important psychological concept is the role of social learning. According to social learning theory, people learn aggressive behaviors by observing others. Programs that promote emotional regulation and conflict resolution can reduce aggressive behaviors. This indicates that while humans may have the potential for violence, they also have the potential for peace. Society and the environment play a crucial role in shaping human behavior. Social structures, cultural norms, and environmental conditions can either promote or inhibit violence. Understanding these influences is key to addressing the root causes of human aggression. One of the most significant social factors is inequality. Studies have shown that societies with high levels of inequality tend to have higher rates of violence. This is because inequality creates feelings of resentment and competition. People in unequal societies may feel that they have to fight for their share of resources. Environmental conditions also influence violence. For example, harsh living conditions, such as poverty and lack of access to basic needs, can increase stress and aggression. Conversely, environments that provide safety, stability, and opportunities for growth can reduce the likelihood of violent behavior. Cultural norms and values also play a role. While violence has been a constant in human history, there is evidence that it has decreased over time. Studies show that the rates of violent deaths have declined significantly over the past few centuries. This suggests that humans are becoming less violent. One of the reasons for this decline is the development of strong legal and political institutions. These institutions help to maintain order and resolve conflicts peacefully. The spread of democracy and human rights has also contributed to the reduction of violence. Societies that respect individual rights and promote equality tend to be less violent. Another factor is the increase in global interconnectedness. Trade, communication, and travel have brought people closer together. This has created a greater sense of shared humanity and reduced the likelihood of violent conflicts. People are more likely to resolve disputes through dialogue and negotiation. To better understand the roots of human violence, it is helpful to look at specific examples from history. Case studies can provide insights into the factors that drive violent behavior and the ways in which societies have managed to reduce it. One notable example is the Rwandan genocide of 1994. This tragic event resulted in the deaths of approximately 800,000 people. The genocide was fueled by ethnic tensions, political instability, and social inequality. It serves as a stark reminder of how quickly violence can escalate in certain conditions. Another example is the civil rights movement in the United States. This movement, which took place in the 1950s and 1960s, sought to end racial segregation and discrimination. The movement's success demonstrates the power of peaceful resistance. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 is another important case study. Understanding the roots of human violence is crucial for building a more peaceful future. While there is evidence that violence is a part of human nature, it is not inevitable. Social, environmental, and cultural factors play a significant role in shaping behavior. By addressing these factors, we can reduce the likelihood of violent conflicts. Education and awareness are key to promoting non-violent conflict resolution. Programs that teach emotional regulation, empathy, and cooperation can help individuals manage their aggressive tendencies. Creating supportive and equitable environments can also reduce the stress and frustration that often lead to violence. Policy measures are also important. Governments and institutions need to work together to address issues such as inequality, poverty, and political instability. The future of human societies depends on our ability to learn from the past and build a better future.